Hey everybody, this is Jeff from Intergalactic Toys, and today's episode we are going to do a diorama for these 1/144 scale tanks, World War II tanks by Can Do. They're actually Dragon Can Do. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Can Do, Can Do. I bought these from a Frankincense warehouse in LA a long time ago. They are online. They're available. They're not very expensive, 10 to 15 bucks for most of these guys. And you get a really cool tank that comes with its own display case and base, as you can see here. So there's one of the ones we're going to use. This King Tiger we're going to use as well. Bring it up here for you to see. We're not going to use the base because we are going to do ourselves a diorama. And we bought this here, this small model base. And so we're going to go ahead and open this up. And we're going to use these two tanks. We did bring a couple other tanks, World War II tanks as well. But though we have this one right here, which is more for a city scene. This is a Panzer tank. Sorry, right here. So we're not going to do that. I just wanted to show you that one. And if we did a winter scene, which would be really cool, we have this one, which you can see is in the snow. So that would be really cool too if we did this. Looks like another King Tiger tank. So, okay, so we've opened it up, and this is what you get. You get a base, and you get this three-sided board that's folded already, so you can place it in, insert it into these slots for your background. What you're supposed to do is print out a background that you like, stick it with this double-sided sticking tape they gave you. Looks like this stuff right here. I'm not sure what that paper's for. It's perforated, and you got instructions right here. But you can cut this piece too, like they're showing you in the instructions. You can cut it to whatever shape you want, draw it, cut it. Okay, so we've got our scenery out, and we went and bought some trees for this World War II forest diorama. And these are the trees we bought from Hobby Lobby. And we had these trees already, so we're going to use these forest trees. They're the same size as those, so that's going to work good. We've got out some of our really old supplies that we never used from a long time ago. This stuff is probably 20 years old at least, maybe older, but never used it, never even opened some of it, so it's looking good. I've always wanted to do dioramas, and I just never got around to it. So today we're going to do that. And you can see with the background already, I've chosen, I just used double-sided tape for this. And it's looking pretty good. I might still cut in shapes around it or just trim it a little, but it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to put the other two sides on, same paper, for the background. It's supposed to be like a sky, and we're going to build this up in layers. And so what we're going to start doing is cutting this board that I got. Let's see if you can see that. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut that into layers and layer it up for a scene. Okay, so I just wanted to go ahead and show you some of the stuff we have. So we have some of the ground material, and if we have to paint, we'll have to paint some of this, we can, and cut it up into little bushes, things like that. That'll be fine. Okay, so the next you see, we'll start showing this to you in stages. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. We've put the background on, as you can see. We're building up. As you can see, we've taken this black poster board, and the sticky sided tape is working quite well on it. It's holding together very nicely. We took the little glue pieces that were on the base so we could have it flat. And all we're doing, I know it doesn't look like much, but all we're doing is we're taking this poster board, we're cutting it up into what is going to be our hilly forest scene, and if you can picture it now. But we've cut out many more pieces of this, and we're just going to go ahead and keep layering it up as if it's going to be like a hillside. And then, okay, so we're done taking the black poster board and cutting it up into pieces and layering it, and all we did is stick it with double-sided tape. Now we're on to the next thing, which is we have our spackle, and we've put some water in there. It was a little bit dry, and we're going to spackle this landscape. It'll be white, so we'll have to paint it. And then we have a couple of different glues, scenic glue, the spray glue, to try when it comes to putting the scenery on, like the gravel, dirt, the brush, stuff like that. Okay, so we'll be right back and show you what it looks like after I have spackled the ground. Okay, so we started using the vinyl spackle, and we first started it off with we put water to make like a cottage cheese consistency. We found that the toothpaste consistency, a little more of a watery toothpaste consistency, was probably better for smearing this on, although we're not being too picky about it. So we've done half of it, and we're going to do the other half. Just wanted to show you how it looks in between stages here. Once we get it all done, covered in white spackle, then we'll go ahead and show you that before we paint it. Okay, so we just finished putting the spackle on, and it looks pretty good. We didn't do any filing, but we did bring a tool to file if we need to. I think we're going to paint it. We're going to paint it a light brown, just see what it looks like before we decide to, sand any parts down or file any parts down. But it looks pretty good for the spackle part of it. Okay, so we'll show you when it's painted. All right, so it's finished. The first coat of painting, almost looking kind of two tones. I did start doing a little bit of a brown on it, and but not much in one little area up here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a different paint. It's a light brown right here, and I'm going to go ahead and dry brush areas to create more of a two-tone look to it, and then we'll start putting the trees on and some of the scenery. Okay, so here we are. We just started putting the trees on. We used, believe it or not, we used super glue, and it worked just fine for both of the pine trees. And then the other foliage that we just started putting on is used with a toothpick. It just punctured the poster board that's beneath the paint on the one end, and then the other end of the toothpick, the square, I just cut them in half. So the square part, it just stuck into the foliage, and it looks like trees in this scale. Okay, now we haven't finished with our rock work. We've put some green areas that suggest grass, and that's going to be paint only. I don't actually have grass to sprinkle over it, but I do have rocks. We have sand, we have rocks, so if we decide to do the dry riverbed where the tank is, we can do that. So we're just going to go ahead and get back and do some dirt here and there and more foliage, probably just more trees because I don't have any more of the pine trees. Those two matched each other, came in one package. The other package of trees looks very, very different. Didn't look that good together, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with these two trees and then just the autumn-looking foliage that you see, the red and the yellow lichen. So we're going to do more of that, and then start putting some of the rocks on there, and we'll see what that looks like when we come back. All right, so here's the finished product. We put a couple tanks on there now, and we used the lichen. As you see, we put a couple more trees in. There's one here on the top here on this cliff over here, and then we've got a tank up above and one down in the dry creek bed. And then we've added some of the yellow. I don't have a sifter, but we used the yellow grass. Probably invest in a sifter and be able to sift it out. Just used a liquid glue, which was this one right here, really old one. It's just scenic cement is what it is. And I used it, and it worked good. So you see two different types sizes of gravel here. In the dry riverbed, there's some gravel there. Would have liked to have some sand. Probably the next one we'll do something like that. So there's the diorama. We'll probably shoot it. You're seeing it apart from the base and the background. So we're gonna put it on there next and show it to you really complete. Okay, so here's our finished product, our World War II diorama with two tanks. And as you can see, we cut the background. I had to use I'm using some lighting so we can see it better, the diorama. And as you can see, we have kind of a forest scene during autumn, and it's a dry riverbed. I could have probably gotten a few big rocks here and there to put on there. Might still do that, but for the most part, I am finished with this project, and this is how it came out. This is it. The tanks, of course, come off. They move. We can put them anywhere we would want to. You could move them up a little bit, or position them in a different way. So I just kind of put them in there for now. So okay, that's the video. Thanks for watching the episode, and if you want to see more videos like this, let us know, and please subscribe. Thanks, and have a great day.